Hello, and I guess welcome back to the second episode of Monica's Manic Misadventures.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. If you're watching this, then you probably watched the first episode. If you didn't watch the first episode, you should probably go watch that so you understand what the hell's going on right now.
Yeah.
Because there we explain all the backstory for all of this, and it's interesting.
That makes a little backstory.
A little bit. Mostly how you got to the Feywild
Yeah.
and did all your shenanigans. But in any case, how's it going? So, last we left off, you had just returned to the Feywild after a certain number of issues had arisen. You got on the Underdark, you saw your father die, you almost died yourself to the hands of an assassin, and then your uncle saved you. And your uncle then proceeded to say he needed your help in the Feywild. He then took you there, took you to the camp of his current rebellion, where he explained your true family history, not the one you've been told up until now.
Yeah.
And after a certain number of battles and assaults involving displacer beasts, ghouls, and a hag, you got a bug planted on you,
Yes.
which led to a major attack on the camp.
Yeah.
So, as we return to that, you see, you start running away from your uncle who had just blocked an attack from a Winter Eladrin assassin directed at you and just told you, run, get out of here, go do your mission, your task.
Mm-hmm.
And you just took
I did
off.
so, yeah. I
You-
am going to do so. I told him don't die and then ran off. So yeah, that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to run in the direction that Moonbow told me to go in and just
That's you and
go
the
there.
trance/dream vision you had of Sehanine Moonbow.
Sammy, yeah.
You turn and start running south. All around you, it's chaos. People are battling. You see people dying on both sides. You see displacer beasts fighting blink dogs.
Bars.
I sort of look around, slightly confused. It's a bit hard to tell where's north, where's south, because everything is smoke, everything is chaos. Do you want to try and do something, or you're just going to start running south?
Do I know any ways to tell cardinal directions in the Feywilds?
I mean, the cardinal directions themselves are pretty
I know,
much
but
the same
a way
as in
to
the...
tell them, because I reckon there's probably different ways to tell them than in the material plane.
Not really.
'Cause in the
It's
material plane, it's like the sun rises in the east.
east and
Sets in the west.
Yes, and Fable is the same thing.
Oh, is it the same thing?
Yes.
Okay. Can I see a sun here currently, or no?
Give me a perception check, because the light of the fires around the camp is
Woo! Perception is 21.
21. I mean, yeah, this all happened right after you had awoken near dawn in a bubble of silence which prevented you from hearing
Yeah.
the chaos. You sort of notice where east is, because you see the mixed among the orange yellow light of the flames. You catch very barely the light of sunrise.
Never each with me. Okay. Does it look like it's coming from? Like, what direction does it look like it's coming from?
I mean,
Like that's east. I can tell. So I
yeah,
know.
you know that, you know the sun rises east.
Okay, cool. So I can probably tell where south is, or at least, from that direction.
Yeah.
Because once you find out east, you can figure out any of the other ones. Yeah, I'm gonna, go... Ooh. Yeah, because it would be if I was traveling north, it would be on my right. If I was traveling south, it would be on my left. So I'm gonna keep the sun to my left, and I'm gonna head.
Mm-hmm. Cool. You start running south. You have to dodge between
Yeah.
little one-on-ones you encounter. You have to dodge between the tents. At one point,
Anytime I'm dodging through them, I'm gonna take a shot at any just Eladrin not on my dad's side. So any Winter Eladrin I see, any Spring Eladrin, any Autumn Eladrin.
Cool. You give me a quick attack check.
Yeah.
Just an attack with your shield.
Oh, poor, piss poor. That's 14.
14. As you're running,
Oh wait, if they're bad at Ladrin, no, I don't get advantage.
No, you don't. You
I just get extra damage.
You get extra damage with your sword.
Yeah.
You run, you dodge between battles. It's a bit hard to actually catch the right angle in which you can get a clean hit on.
Yeah, as long as I just distract them, that's fine by me.
A couple times you try, they parry, but then they go straight back into the combat.
Yeah.
It's a bit hard to distract them. Start running 10, 15 minutes of running through the camp. At that point, you notice a pair of blink dogs start running next to you in the same direction as you.
It's fucking cool.
They dog running close to galloping. They seem to not really be paying that much attention to you, though. They seem to be focused on something forward.
Do I see anything further ahead of me?
Give me a perception check.
Oh, 18.
18. No, not really. You don't notice anything.
I am going to keep running, but I'm going to be like on extra alert, kind of like, if this was a turn of combat, I would be taking the dodge action.
Yes, that's fine.
As I run.
Bit hard to do, but you
I
run.
use my movement to run, and I take the dodge action.
Yes, that's fine. You run. You try to keep an eye on around as much as you can. At one point, you're running into a thing. You sort of look in one direction, and then you hear this loud, like shrill kind of roar. Like, as you sort of look to that direction, you see the figure of a displacer beast just pouncing at you through the flames. But then the two blink dogs on your side charge at it, knocking it off the air, and you roll out of sight, just locked in this combat.
Good dogs! And I'm gonna keep going.
You keep running. For a moment, there seems to be no combat around you, and you hear this whistling. Give me a dexterity thing.
Woo! Oh ha ha! 23.
23. You hear it and you notice it's coming from ever so slightly behind you, so you just leap forward before a pillar of flame just erupts out from behind you. Do you keep running?
I fucking very much keep running. Yeah, no, I keep going.
You keep running. Eventually, you run out of the camp. The sounds of fighting eventually die out, and you're left only with the noise of the crackling flames that seem to be slowly extending into the forest. You keep running. Give me a con save.
Uh, 15.
You're very slowly starting to get winded. Like it's getting harder to breathe. The smoke doesn't help. The fact that you just woke up doesn't help either.
Didn't get a chance to do morning stretches.
No, you didn't. But you feel you can keep going for a while. You keep running. You keep running for about an hour, just straight running. Give me another con save.
Less good. That's a 12.
12. Right on 1 point of exhaustion.
Okay.
You've basically been not like full on sprinting, but running decently fast for the better part of an hour now.
Okay.
An hour and a half passes. Yep. Eventually, you slowly start leaving the crackling of the flames behind, and you're just left with the forest. The perfect silence of the forest. And do you keep running? It's been 2 hours since you left camp.
I am going to stop and have a brief listen and a brief look around and see if I can hear anyone following me, anyone chasing me.
Sure, give me a perception check.
Okay, that's a 17.
17.
17.
If you look around, don't notice anything. You're like breathing heavily. You have to sort of like lean on a tree. You have to lean on a tree to sort of keep your footing without. It's tough. Running for 2 hours straight is not easy.
No.
Even with your level of physical capabilities.
Yeah, no. Right. I can still see the sun from where I'm at, yeah.
Yeah, you can still see the sun, and as you look in that direction, you also kind of notice on the edge of your vision the camp still burning in the distance, the massive column of smoke just rising.
Maybe I should have took cold damage. Maybe I should have took cold damage, but I didn't. They better not fucking die. And with that, I'm gonna quickly give myself a pat down to see if any other bugs have been placed on me or anything like that.
No, the one you had was destroyed by your uncle.
Good. I'm gonna keep the sun at my left until it reaches overhead and then it becomes west. And as it does that, I'm gonna keep it to my right.
Did you like grab your bag as you left the tent, or?
Yeah, I would have, because I was gonna go like immediately out from that, so I would have grabbed my bag as well.
Yeah, so you have all the rations you need.
Month's worth of rations.
A month's worth of rations, and just like that, you start heading forward.
Oh wait, exhaustion means I have
Disadvantage.
Ugh, that's a worse perception. That would be a 11 perception.
You don't
So
notice
still
anything.
don't see
You
anything,
notice any of the 17 and 11.
No.
11 doesn't make much of a difference.
No.
So you figure nothing seems to be chasing you. Seem to have focused on destroying the camp and just let you go.
Yeah.
So,
Hopefully
so.
So if anyone's fucking following me, I'll kill them. Only lucky for them, not for me, because these fuckers killed my father and my cousins. So yeah, no, they're dead.
They are very much dead whenever you get the chance to kill them.
Yeah. If they stand near me, they're dead. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep going. I'm gonna keep any chance that I get. I'm gonna like unsheath the 7 seasons, just have a look at it, make sure there's no evil fey in the area, and keep going.
Yeah, no, you should unsheath. The weapon isn't shining.
It's not shining.
It's not shining.
When did it stop shining?
I mean, running 120 feet away from the camp.
As soon as it was 120 feet
It didn't take 2 hours. It took more like a few minutes just to get that distance away.
Cool.
But as of now, it's not shining. You'd make it quite some distance away from the camp.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And keep going.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for any like will-o'-the-wisp, any like stuff like that.
Yeah, sure. You look around. Nothing seems to be the only creature in this forest.
Cool.
As of now.
Cool.
2-3 more hours pass. Eventually, rain starts coming down. And every so often you kind of look back to see the column of smoke still rising. There's still some little like wisps of it, and eventually, as the rain starts falling, there's nothing. The column of smoke just sort of dies down eventually. So either they manage to fight them off, or the camp was destroyed.
Yeah. Either way, my uncle better not be dead. Because if he's dead, I'll kill him.
And the rest of that day simply sort of proceeds without any other issues.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going forward. When I need to grab out some rations. Was I taught anyways, besides sunlight, to tell the cardinal directions? One during my training, or
give me a history check.
would it not be survival?
No, because this is you trying to remember the training.
11.
11. Exhaustion disadvantage.
Oh. 11!
11.
It would have been an 8.
You think you remember something your father once taught you about trying to find your way using the stars, but that's about as much as you remember, and even then you look up and there's very few little pockets, like holes in the canopy that let you actually see the skies.
And then there's also rain clouds.
And then there's also rain clouds. The little pockets you can see are rain clouds.
Shite.
I mean, you haven't really changed your direction ever since you started moving. So
Yeah, but I know
assume...
the Feywilds, I know forests in the Feywilds, I know they can change, I know that they can lead you around in circles. I know it's a piece of shit.
I wouldn't call it a piece of shit, but it's certainly
it can be
a difficult endeavor.
Yes, there we
go. But I mean, they've never really messed with you before. They just kind of for fey creatures and similar, they just kind of tend to do their own thing. And for now, you can either take the rest now or try to push forward as much as you can.
I'm feeling quite tired. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to climb a tree and just kind of lay there.
Really?
Lay in a branch just so I'm out of... I know you said there I haven't seen any creatures, but just in case, like, it'll just be harder for them to get to me if I like camp out in a tree.
Sure, even if you should give me an athletics check, see if you can actually make it up the tree. Because you're tired.
Are you kidding me? A 19 and a natural 1.
A natural 1. You try a few times to climb up, but your arms just give out before you can actually get 20 high branches.
Can I attempt to find like a hollow tree or something?
Sure, give me a survival check.
Yeah. 12.
12. You look around.
It's gonna be a 17 if I don't have disadvantage.
It's, you sort of move around sort of in the small, about mile or so radius. It takes you a bit, but eventually you do find this sort of large, sort of slightly, it's got a very small hollow at the base of the roots. Probably if you sort of dug at it for a bit, you could make enough space for yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do that, but before I do so, I'm gonna look in the hollow a bit and make sure there's no animals making their home there. Or any creatures.
You look in, it seems to just be some strange natural hollow that's formed in this tree.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna dig out a little bit and sit there and just take out the 7 seasons and rest on my shoulder. And transfer a little bit.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Well, I'm gonna eat first. Eat 1 day worth of my month's full of rations.
Yeah.
So now I have 1 month. So that I have now 90 days worth, no, 29 days worth of food.
29 days of food. Cool. Are you going to just sort of lie there, or are you going to try and conceal yourself?
I'm gonna try and conceal myself a little bit. Like, just get any of the moss that I dug out and just kind of cover up a little bit, but enough so that I can see out of it.
Sure, give me a survival check.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's not gonna get any worse than that. Yeah, no, it's a natural 1.
Natural 1. You try to cover yourself the best you can, but it's just, you didn't really have to dig out that much, and most of it was kind of just loose dirt. So it's a bit tough. You feel that if someone wasn't just straight up like running past you at full speed, they'd probably catch sight of you, especially since you're gold
colored, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do.
What?
I am going to try and make myself feel calmer when I trance, so that hopefully I wake up in the morning as an autumnal lunch.
Sure. Are you going?
I'm going to try and feel calmer, but it's Kai who's just been through a battle, so I'll leave that up to you.
Do you try to look for any specific memories?
I'm going to try for
As an elf, you can actively search for memories in your trance. You can try and recall them to you.
I'm trying to think of a memory that would calm Kai down with no baggage whatsoever. Because it's it's Key currently that would calm Key down, because currently if he thought of Leanna, he'd get pissed off, or he'd get sad. Like if he thought of his dad, he'd get sad or pissed off. I'm going to think of to think of. I'm sorry. No, I'm just. I'm personally.
No, it's fine. I mean, this is your character with your memories. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna think of in the tavern at Blindstone. I'm gonna think that bath with the bath bombs with Alfred and Varys and Vernon as well, and also Lilith.
Yeah.
Because she jumped in and everyone was like, no, except Key. Because Key was like, I don't give a fuck. So I'm going to think of that bath with it.
Cool. Give me a quick wisdom check without the disadvantage.
Without disadvantage?
Yeah, just straight check.
9.
9. You try to sift through your memories as best you can. You know, the most recent ones, aka the ones from this day. They kind of call to you the most. It's a bit hard to push past them. You eventually do get to the memory you're looking for.
The sword cuts my head. Like,
no,
fuck off.
This is you're conscious for this.
Conscious, okay.
But eventually you do manage to get to the memory. It's slightly fuzzy.
Yeah.
And you kind of feel the voices are ever so slightly off in your
Like
head.
I'm listening to them underwater.
No, like you sort of have this feeling that it sounds like Alfred's voice, but there's just something is slightly off. Like you're not remembering it right.
Okay.
But the memory is there. You remember the conversations. Remember all the stuff you guys did. So as the trance ends, it is your choice to keep Summer or switch to Autumn.
I don't know if she'd be calm enough for it. I think she'd
Sure.
still be pissed off. Like, I wanted to attempt it anyway, but I don't think she's there yet. Well, he's
I'm
there.
gonna say this. Well, yes, it is linked to their emotions, and you specifically live in a bit of a weird Aladdin community.
Yeah.
It is something they can actively control. Like if you just try to push it out, you will come out as an ultra ladder, which will then in turn affect your emotions. It's not your it can be your emotions that affect your transformation, but 9 times out of 10 it's the transformation that affects the emotions. For example, a spring ladder that has just gone through a lot of grief will try to purposefully switch to winter because they know that in spring they won't be able to feel the grief properly.
Yeah.
But they can actively push to become winter. Same as you can actively push to become autumn or winter.
See, I think that can work for a lot of Eladrins that maybe have practice with it, but Kai doesn't. Or at least Key at the moment doesn't. Maybe at some point they can get to the level that they can do that, but I don't think they can.
Very well. It's
Personally,
your
I don't
choice
think they
entirely.
can.
It's your choice because it's your character.
They would want to, but I don't think they can because they don't have practice with it.
Very well. So, still something then.
Yeah, so.
Cool. As those 4 hours of trance pass by and you awake with your body mostly rested, you can knock off those levels of exhaustion if you want.
Yes, I will.
And any hit die you expended the previous day, you recover half of them.
Oh, I don't think I did expend any of them.
Cool.
So I have.
You have 6 of them.
Yeah, I have
Because you
5.
both of your classes. No, you've got 5 d10s and 1
Yeah,
d12 because
yeah.
you're the first level barbarian.
Yeah. So I've got them all back. Cool.
And as you wake up, you feel you pick up something. It's a bit distant, but you feel you hear a small group of creatures approaching.
Is it glowing? I am going to. How high up is the hollow?
No, it's the ground level. It was in the woods.
Ground level words. Okay.
you could try to like just squish yourself up against the hull.
Yeah,
as
that's
yourself
one. I'm gonna try and like.
Sure. Give me a stealth check.
Oh, stuff. That's pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good. 19.
19. Yeah, you sort of like try to like you get your cloak and you kind of like put it over yourself as best you can.
Because I technically still don't have my long rest yet. That's just me out of trance, isn't it?
You can say that this is a time as your long rest. You just if you do too much activity now, you regain those levels of exhaustion. But if you just kind of like sort of like hide yourself there, you're probably gonna be fine.
That's the plan.
So you rolled a 19?
19.
Cool. Sort of like just peek out just with one of your eyes. You start hearing voices. She has to be around here somewhere. We have to find her. You sort of look out and you notice now you can hear it clearly. It's 3 sets of footsteps. It's very hard to tell, but they seem to just kind of be running around in this immediate area around you.
A bit disheveled?
A
bit frantic?
A bit frantic. But not really hostile. Voices don't seem hostile. You sort of like peek out, you notice sort of passing, jogging right in front of the hollow is someone wearing the colors of your family.
Knock on the wood with the 7 seasons, just try and like spook them.
It's sort of just past running, even though they haven't stayed next to the tree.
I just wanted to spook them.
You sort of hear now the footsteps stop. Like sort of. Did you guys hear that? Keep looking. They seem to be sort of. They seem to not have recognized the fact that the sound was coming from this tree specifically.
For fuck's sake, they're dumbasses. Right, I'm gonna look at the hollow a little bit as they run past and see if I recognize any of them as they run past.
Look out, give me a perception.
Yeah. Ooh, 16.
16. You look out just as one of them passes.
Mm-hmm.
You look out just as he's sort of his back is just towards you, and they sort of like seem to come together, 3 of them. You do recognize one of them to be the young lad that pointed you towards the supply tent.
Oh, who's that again? What's his name?
You didn't ask for name, you didn't give
I
anything.
did ask for a name, and he did give it to me, but I can't remember it currently.
Then you don't remember his name?
Can I roll a street to see if I can recall his name?
Sure, give him the same.
12.
Remember his name to be Elrothier.
Yeah, Elrith there. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna shimmy myself out of this hollow, just kind of. I just kind of like, as they're like talking, just lean against a tree, like looking all cool
So
and
as-
anime, like, with a sword against my shoulder, like.
You sort of shimmy out the hollow.
Shimmy.
2 of them have their back to you. One of them is looking sort of in your direction,
Damn it.
slightly frantic.
I'm gonna try and be as stealthy as I can to shimmy out.
Sure, give me a stealth check.
Just so that then when they turn around and see me, they all they see is like cool anime and oh, that's a natural
Natural 1. Okay. Yeah. You try to sort of like shimmy in a side, just be like, your cloak.
Fuck!
Your cloak gets caught.
Fuck!
You seem to have stepped on every single little fragile branch in that immediate area in front of the tree. So you're just like, and you pull on the branch, it kind of breaks and you topple over it. You try to catch yourself, you barely manage to, and as you're getting up, as you look up, you see all of the 3 of them are turned towards you.
As I do so, just.
Are you just lying on the ground like that?
Yes! Red,
Yeah.
red.
They kind of like mouth at you. They should look at each other, you say anything?
Hi.
Hello.
Right, I'm gonna get up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand up and just. So.
Yes, of course. Your uncle sent us.
Okay.
He's sent us away from the camp when things started to turn south. Told us to look for you, that you were heading south.
Right. Yeah. Okay. There was no word about if he's alright or not. No.
When we spoke to him, he was wounded, but he seemed fine. He was alive.
Mm.
But after that, he just ran off into the flames of the camp. Didn't see him after that.
Fucking dumbass. Right. So. Can I see the sun today or no?
No, it's still raining. But it is pretty much sunrise. Actually, no. It's only been 4 hours. It is not sunrise. It is still. It'd be about an hour or so before sunrise.
Okay. So I'm just gonna have you guys slept at all or no?
And they look at them and say, we got some rest. And you look at them, they have like some very heavy bags under their eyes.
Are you lying?
No.
Oh no, that can't be right. I rolled and it just kind of skimmed along and it didn't even roll it and it just landed on
Roll
one.
that again.
Yeah. 12 plus 5, 17.
Yeah, no, he's like. They very obviously had very little rest while they were looking for you. They just kind of were following the last orders they were given.
Sit down.
You think they really immediately drop on their asses.
Sleep. Now. I'll watch you.
Don't we have to head?
It's fine.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage because they are shit scared of you.
That is it's a persuasion, not an intimidation, no?
You can't make intimidation if you want. If you're trying to.
I mean...
Actually, it would be intimidation.
Yeah, that's a 19.
19. Yeah, no. Okay.
Yep.
And they were just kind of like, you see they're carrying sort of light baggage.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of like pull out like a small sort of roll up bed rolls. They put them on the ground. They kind of like just lie their heads on them.
Yeah.
They're all still like they all still have their eyes open looking at you.
What part of sleep don't you understand, boys?
Sorry, it's a bit hard to sleep. It's weird. It's not exactly the most calm environment. The rain is falling. I mean, you're not getting like poured on because the canopy takes most of the brunt of it, but you are still getting decently wet.
Does one of you want to sleep in the hollow?
No, we're fine. We should be fine. So like they close their eyes, and eventually you hear their breathing kind of calm down.
Cool.
And at this point you're sort of left alone with your
I
thoughts.
take my the rest of my long rest to just kind of have a look out basically.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
Okay. It's 18.
18. You look around and nothing really seems to catch your attention.
Okay. I don't hear anything suspicious, do you?
Not really. Plus, it's a bit hard to hear the noise of the rain falling on the canopy above you.
Cool. And keep the 7 seasons out on my shoulder.
Yeah.
Just kind of make sure it doesn't glow like the eagle fire.
Nothing glows.
Cool. Although like I'm alone with my thoughts, I'm gonna try not to think about anything but like finding Titania and getting her help. Basically, how Key would describe it as, oh, I'm just, thinking about the mission, trying to keep my eyes on the prize. Really, it's kind of like, oh my god, what am I going to say? Oh, what am I going to say? I want to meet the Titania. What am I going to say?
I mean, yeah, you have been sent to meet with the equivalent of the queen of everything around these parts.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, what am I going to say to Titania? Oh, fuck.
What do you want for that perception?
18.
18, okay. Okay. The next 4 hours or so go by just when you're perfectly rested. And eventually the four of them, you did see them, they were, one of them was a summer ladrin, that was Elrathir. The other two were autumn ladrins.
Oh. I don't recognize either of them two. No, not from
not from a quick look over.
Ah, it's a bit weird. That's a wee bit weird. Wait, was I on 55 for? Was it? I don't think I broke down my hit points when I slept. I didn't take any damage from the last one. Okay.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna just kind of still keeping an eye out, like when I start waking up.
The next 4 hours or so pass, and they sort of start stirring. You notice the two Ultima Ladrin, their skin slowly starts to shift and take on more golden tones.
Oh.
They're shifting into Summer Ladrin. It's weird for you. It's the first time you're actually seeing this from an outside perspective.
Yeah.
It's a bit not off-putting, but certainly not something you see every day, because it's very much not something you see every day.
So this is what the group looked like. So this is what they saw when they saw me.
Yeah.
Shifting when I had the, and I look towards any nearby fungus and just shiver.
Fungus. It's the fungus among us.
The fungus among us. So this is what I look like.
Notice that their shoulders get ever so slightly broader. Their features get a bit more sharp and bold. Notice that under their armor, their muscles bulge out ever so slightly.
Cool.
Becoming Summerlands does increase their strength ever so slightly. But that's about it.
Cool. Yeah, it's a bit weird, but it's cool. It's fine. I'm not gonna purposely try and wake them. I'm just gonna let them come to you by themselves.
Eventually, they sort of the first one to wake up is Arathir. Sort of opens his eyes, looks slightly groggy, looks up at you, seems to remember where he is and what he's doing, and that immediately jolts him awake. So sits up real quick.
Morning.
Looks around. It's starting to you do catch the light of sunrise to your east.
To my east, to
left,
yeah.
To your left, yes.
To my left. Okay, so that's that way.
You're like, good morning, Lady Bray. Sort of bows his head slightly. Remember, to these guys, you are the daughter of the Supreme Commander of the army, and 2, the martyr that quote-unquote sacrificed herself to reveal the treachery of the king.
Yeah, I know.
At least to them.
I know, but it's just the... I'm still key, so it's just... I'm not going to remind you again. You're just going to learn to stay.
Oh, wait, of course. You are still key, sorry.
Yeah!
Backtrack that. Lord Bray.
Yeah, fine, cool. That's better.
Sorry, no, I kind of
It's
forgot for a
fine.
moment that you were key, not Kai.
It's key, right?
It gets
Yeah.
confusing sometimes.
Yeah, I know, it's fine. So it's just, morning. So, your mates, who are they?
Just old friends of mine. We are part of one of the lower houses connected to the Brays.
Okay. They were before.
Oh, well, we weren't from the main city. I guess in layman's terms, we're country folk as much as that can be.
Oh, you bumpkins!
You see, so you say that, and he goes a bit red. He blushes a bit. Yes, that is a way to put it.
Oh no! Sorry, that's I shouldn't use that word. That was Chloe's word for use. I'm sorry.
No, but please don't apologize.
No, it's okay.
Anywho, so the Cheetos were sort of like still like kind of like leaning onto their bedrolls. So, where exactly are we headed? If it's okay, of me asking.
We're gonna go see Titania.
You say that, and his eyes go wide, like seriously wide. I'm sorry, I think I didn't hear that properly.
Sehanin told me to go find Titania. It's a bit weird, I know, but the gods tend to, I don't know if like is the correct word, but get involved with my family seems to be the correct term.
You've spoken with the Lady of Dreams?
Oh yeah. Last night. She's really cool.
Wow. I guess what they said is true.
What did they say?
That you're a savior, a martyr. Someone that has a great connection to the gods.
I mean, yes, but I don't know if savior or martyr would be the right word for it. I
Well,
would use wrong place at the right time. I keep doing this and I don't know what it means.
well, I mean, we were told that the king, the usurper, exiled you.
Yeah,
Using
no.
the context of him forcing you to kill his daughter.
Well, yes, that one, but he didn't exile me. I ran away.
You ran?
I killed Leanna and I ran away because I loved her.
Well, irrelevant of what actually happened, that thought is what has kept us going for the past couple of years.
Oh,
So
sorry.
no,
about
no,
that. Then
please.
you can believe whatever you like.
In any case, please let me for a formal introduction. He sort of like goes down on one knee and leans his head down.
What did you
The
say?
last born of House Brandmorn swears his allegiance to you.
Oh, cheers. Appreciate that.
He sort of he's still on one knee, his head down.
To get up. You don't have to. You don't have to do that. That's.
So the moment you say
It's fine.
get up, he stands up.
You're fine. I trusted you already. You don't have to.
Oh well, it'd be disrespectful to speak to you in any other way.
No, don't. I'd prefer if you be more casual about it. This is new for me. So.
Well, I haven't met the daughter of my supreme commander either, so this is new for both of us. Anywho, he sort of turns around to the other two and like nudges them a bit. Like, get up, you two. They're like,
Well, come to you. It's fine.
oh. Sort of they stand up. At least, say your names at least. At least they once again they do this. They do the same thing. They both go on the.
Fuck's sake.
Their names are Arith and Xanis.
Right. Where did you two from?
Oh, bit tough to explain. Sort of poke the two of them so they stand up and they both open their mouths. They don't have tongues, either of them. They were captured a few months back. We rescued them, but this was the result. They both kind of like nod. But
they're as loyal and as capable as I am.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well, they were both kind of loudmouths before this happened, and we both kind of just punch him in the shoulder. You know it's true.
I mean, so am I, but that's no excuse for not. Right, so we're going, well, I told your mate here. What was his name again?
Elrathier. Elrathier of House Bramborn. And apparently the last born of them.
And what are these two again?
Their names are Arith and Zens.
Cool.
Name writing.
Elrathier. Right, I was telling Elrathier here we're going to meet with Titania.
The same thing as both of their eyes go wide.
So we're gonna go meet with Titania. Apparently she's south of here. So we're just gonna go south until we find her. Hopefully, if you guys spot any will-o'-the-wisps, let me know and we'll just follow them. Because that's usually.
Follow the will-o'-wisp.
Yeah, follow the will-o'-the-wisps.
I wouldn't exactly recommend that.
Why not?
Well, will-o'-wisps aren't exactly the most friendly of spirits.
They're trickster spirits, I'm very well aware.
Yes, but even more as of recently, they've been starting to get more and more aggressive, clustering in swarms and attacking people.
Wisps?
Yes, will-o'-wisps.
Why?
We know about as much as you do.
Alright. Well, I guess if we spot any wisps, we avoid them.
Yes, we should probably do that.
Okay, cool. Right.
By the way, as you were speaking to them, give me a quick perception check.
Okay. That's a 19.
19, okay. Yeah. As you're speaking to them, you sort of catch these weird kind of like rumbly, growly sounds as you guys are having this conversation.
Yeah, as soon as I hear that, I'm gonna stop and try and figure out where it's coming from.
You sort of stop the talking.
Yeah, I'm gonna just.
What's wrong?
I hear something.
You focus.
Yeah.
It seems to have stopped. Then you start hearing it again. It's coming from them three.
You guys growling?
No, and then
I'm gonna check them for a bugging.
No, there's a little moment of like quiet where the rain kind of like stops in your immediate area for a very quick instant, and you hear this loud growling just coming from their stomachs. You kind of notice it, and they all kind of like look away, blushing slightly, like.
I'll take off my backpack, open it up, and offer them food.
No, please.
Eat your fucking food. Okay.
They kind of like pick up little like dried bits of meat,
Yeah.
some bread, some lambas because I'm kind of skipping.
Lambas. Cool. So
you
now.
just like munch it. Just knock off three rations for each of them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we kind of left the camp in a
It's
bit of a hurry. We grabbed the bare minimum.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Eat your fucking food and then we'll head off.
Usually they just
Eat your fucking
quickly
food.
like munch them.
Don't fucking scarf it down. You'll get indigestion.
Okay, they slowly they start to slow down. They nod. They're nod. They're scared of you. They're like really scared.
Now they know what it's like to be properly under a bridge.
Yeah.
I can imagine like Key's dad was totally like this as well. Like,
Probably.
don't scarf it down. You'll get indigestion.
You know, like
Hello, Brian.
hello, Brian. A new friend has joined us. Indeed.
Brian enters the
Are
party.
you recording? I see you all.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
I shall stay in frame for now.
I'm mothering this group of Eladrin boys.
Yes. Anywho,
Sick.
they sort of like quickly eat. No, quickly is in the sense that they're still eating it properly. They're just doing it in a proper fashion. They're only like dried ration then.
Yeah.
Like dried meats and some bread.
Still.
And eventually kind of like dust themselves off and get back, like properly stand up and make sure everything is in order. You see all of them are, have long swords to their side and bows on their back as well as their packs.
Cool. I could tell where Seth was from.
Yeah, you can tell where Seth is easily.
Cool. Right, we head off.
Yes, we.
Ready yourself for anything you might need. Right, let's go. I'm just gonna head
Start walking south with these three little buggers in tow.
3 little buggers. I'm still keeping an eye out on like anything that.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, once again, 1 hour, 2 hour pass. Nothing really happens. Around the 2.5 hour so mark, you start hearing these heavy footsteps in the distance, just like.
Where are they coming from?
To your direct in front of you.
Directly in front of me. I'm gonna get behind a tree and just gonna.
They can look around, slightly confused, and copy you in several other trees.
Cool. It's just coming from directly in front of me, right? Can I like, peek around and try and spot it?
Yes, it's not too hard because what you see are a group of moving trees. Their roots kind of like curled into leg-like appendages, and their larger branches are like bent down as hands. You're like, you seem to have come across some kind of tree migration. You've heard about these before. These are awakened trees that just kind of sometimes spawn in the Feywild because of the heavy magic in the environment. And just kind of just tend to band together and move towards areas of more richness, and they seem to at this point be moving northward.
Yeah.
So they'll just like move past you.
Yep. I'm just gonna let them move past.
You know, the three of them kind of like look up at them in awe. They've never seen these things before. They are quite young.
How old are these little adults? Like.
Little babus.
Uh,
They're not tiny, Brian.
they're young, like teenagers.
They're elves though.
Yes.
What's teenage elves?
They're pre. What's that right name?
I mean, it's hard to tell, but they seem younger than you, certainly.
Yeah, so it's like pre
Pre-first reflection.
first reflection, yeah. So how you wanted Zay to be?
Yes.
In any case,
As soon as they pass.
Yeah, they pass.
From the tree, like nonchalant.
they've ignored you as you walk by.
Yep. We don't bother them, they don't bother us, kind of deal.
And most of this day kind of just goes by without any issues. And as night hits, are you looking for a place to camp, or?
Yeah, I reckon so. I'm gonna try and find a place with either like a large canopy that kind of, so try and find some either like dry soil, or try and find like a tree with a bunch of branches, try and thick branches to try and camp in.
Assuming not too hard. Most of the trees around here are pretty thickly branched, even in the lower areas.
Go. I'm gonna, because I've already used my face step to try and sort of like bugger off away from that when they're Eladrin, so I can't use my face step.
I mean, your face step does recharge every short rest.
Wait, yeah, this is a short rest.
I mean, you've had a long rest ever since then.
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn off the fire in my face step and just.
No, like look up at you, like
Up you get.
they will teleport up there.
Go.
They are ever so slightly wobbly. Not as great as you are with
Dex.
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 They don't have that much dex.
They don't have a 19 dex.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
They do not indeed. And as you're up there, give me a perception check.
Perception. Ugh. Bad. 11.
11. Okay. As you sort of like, you quickly give a quick look around and see the area surrounding you, and you kind of catch sight of something that kind of is slightly off. You focus and you look between the trees, and you see what seems to be in the forest a small building of some kind. It's hard to make out from this distance. Probably maybe 200, 250 feet away from where you are right now.
I can't tell what it looks like from here.
It seems to be some sort of small construction of some sort. Maybe wood.
Is it a fucking hag hut?
You can't
I've
tell.
seen hag huts before. I
It
can't
doesn't
see from this
look.
distance.
It doesn't look like any hag hut. You know, hags don't build their huts.
I know.
They take over places.
I know.
This seems to be some sort of constructed thing.
I'll be right back. And I'll try and calm myself down.
Ooh. Excuse me. Give me an athletics check. Or acrobatics, your choice.
Go with athletics. That is a 13.
13. Yeah, easy enough. You climb down the tree to the best of your ability.
If I'm not back in 2 hours, think me dead, I'm over there.
They are slightly taken aback. They say, yes, sir.
Cool. Head over there.
Yeah,
Gonna
you,
go
you
investigate.
approach, do you approach stealthily or just
I
walk around?
approach stealthily. Cautiously.
Oh, that was piss poor. An 8.
An 8.
An 8.
An 8, you try to approach, right now the floor is still slightly, the forest floor is still slightly covered with what remains of the last fallen autumn leaves. So your steps are a bit crunchy,
Crunchy.
but you approach with not much trouble. As once you're about 50 or so feet away, you kind of like dart between the trees as you approach. This seems to be a small hut of some kind. Sort of small wooden hut with a triangular roof. Very sort of small front porch. Seems to be. It doesn't seem to be something that's been used recently. You notice some creepers starting to climb up the side, cobwebs, dusty windows.
Because I know the Feywilds, kind of a rule of just basically be respectful, kind of. Just don't be an asshole.
Overall, I mean, as long as you're not an asshole to the force will not be an asshole to you.
So I'm just gonna say, if you would like me to leave, please let me know. And just wait for about 5. No, not 5 minutes, like a minute or so.
Nothing to that.
Cool, I'm gonna head towards it. Not gonna be an asshole about it, I'm just gonna head towards
Yeah.
it, I'm a little bit curious.
You walk up the door, at least the door.
I'm not gonna worry.
No response.
Push open. Okay.
Seems to be empty.
Nothing inside of it?
No, completely empty.
How do I feel about this place? Not very good, I'm assuming.
Doesn't really give you any bad juju's. Seems like a shack in the hut. Shack in the forest. Shack in the woods. Seems to have been abandoned at some point.
I'm gonna walk in.
You walk in. Nothing really happens. It seems to be an empty hut.
There's nothing in it. There's nothing in it. Okay.
You do a quick look around inside the hut.
Yeah, I'll have a quick look
Look
around.
around and you notice hanging next to the door is a small set of keys on a little peg.
Anything else inside here?
Nothing.
Did I can't see anything. Keyholes.
Oh, you do notice that there's a keyhole in the door.
Oh, besides the door, I mean.
Nope.
Yeah, just gonna leave it. I'm not gonna take the keys. That'd be an asshole move. Someone goes into your house, nicks your keys, and nothing else. That's a dick
I
move.
mean, this is it's empty. When I say empty, it doesn't even have any furnishings. It's completely bare.
I know, but still, don't be an asshole. Plus, that tends to be, as a player, that tends to be an adventurer's trope of them having a shit ton of keys that open nothing. It's like, aha, I have a set of keys. That'll open something in the future. And then it never does.
It never does indeed.
So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it. Nice place you got here. I'm gonna leave.
Sure. Are you going to look for... You're just gonna head back?
I mean, like, I'm gonna... No, I'm just gonna head back. I'll look for the
Sure.
tree that they were sleeping in and just head back.
Well, you head back and you sort of see them kind of looking down at you, slightly worried. You walk back.
Well, I'm not dead, am I?
No, you're not.
Cool. I'm gonna climb back up the tree.
Issue. I'll give you another athletics check.
Significantly better. That's a 23.
23. Yeah, you easily climb up. Get yourself to the same branch as before. And are you gonna do anything before trying to hit trails?
Nope.
Cool.
I'm just
How
gonna hit trails.
are you tying yourself to this tree?
Tying myself to the tree. On my backpack, adventure pack, I have the silk rope.
Yeah, you do have rope.
Um,
You see that you'll kind of like pull out small lengths of rope from there. The moment you start doing it,
Yeah.
they start doing it as well. They should like just tie themselves to the tree.
It's just in case.
And they sort of like lie there. The bed rolls on their under their heads, like. And I mean, they are all three of them are slightly higher than you are. There's the next like strong branches that are strong for them are slightly higher than yours.
Cool.
And you fall into a trance. Are you looking for any specific memories this time as well?
This time, no, nothing specific. Just gonna try and, I don't know, distract myself with something happy. Anything happy.
Anything happy?
Anything happy.
Yeah, you start trying to pull in memories of your time with the broken chain, your friends, the good times, maybe some of the bad times that weren't good and brought you joy, standard happy stuff after a couple months of adventuring.
Throwing Zay through the madness.
Throwing Zay at the man in the circle, yeah, that was very much indeed a thing.
Yeah. It's great.
And eventually the sunrise comes and you
Sorry, that level of madness
Break.
is worth it. I
you
think.
break out of the trance
Trip
and
balls.
what?
Immediately, I'm just gonna have a quick look around, see if I can't spot anything.
Should give a perception check.
Cool. 15.
15. You don't notice anything immediately from up here.
Cool. Untie myself, grab a ration, stick it, grab a bit of jerky, stick it in my mouth and just climb down.
Sure. At this point, it's
Using the rope, just
you know the path down, so
Yeah.
you just climb down real quick. You notice the three of them are kind of slightly having a bit of trouble, but eventually they all make it down.
Do you have any food on you, or would you like some today as well?
Well, we didn't have time to grab any food for us.
Yeah, pass them their own rations.
So, yeah, they all take them. You notice that at this point, the one of the two mute ones, Zanger, this seems to be, as he's sort of biting into this jerky, he sort of leans down and starts looking at the ground. Just pulls Elithir's on Elithir's sleeve. Oh. Do you want to try and see what they're looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah, give her. It's easy enough. You lean down and they kind of point it out to you. Centaur tracks.
Oh.
I'm guessing they must have moved through here last night. We didn't hear them.
Were they heading from one direction to the other?
No, they were heading they were heading west.
Yeah, I'm saying just straight from one direction to the other.
Yeah, they're just passing through.
Alright.
She noticed that around here the steps, the tracks kind of like crisscross a bit. Seems like they should have moved around this area a bit before leaving, but they just left.
They probably just had an investigation of us a bit and just buggered off.
Yes, I mean, they have been known to protect certain areas of this forest.
It was like a migration or just like a guidance or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, they seem to have not seen us as a threat and moved on.
Well, I mean, don't think would be much of a threat to Centaur specifically, especially such a large group. I mean, you can't really tell because you don't have that much experience with they point out, and there was a good like a dozen and a half Centaurs here.
Right. Well, we're not really a threat to them anyway, so.
Yes. Shall we get going?
Yeah.
Sure. The next 5 or so days pass without a hitch. It's mostly just traveling, unless you're actively trying to speak to them, it's mostly just travel in silence.
Yeah, I'll leave them to figure themselves out by themselves. I'm not gonna actively try and strike up conversation, but I'm not gonna be a dick either.
I mean, you don't strike conversation with them, they remain silent for the trip as well.
There's obviously gonna be times where I'm just but the silence gets a bit much and I'll just be like, so, you guys know each other, or you guys friends, or?
Well, and she points towards the two mute ones. They are brothers. We all just kind of grew up in the same area.
Okay, fun.
My father was kind of the head of a small town, and we all just grew up there. When we enlisted in the Bray army, we didn't think we'd actually get to the point where we actually had to fight, but it did.
Well, Key is confused by this because Key's only ever fought things since he was born, so it's like, you enlisted in the Bray army because you didn't think you'd have to fight. Confusion!
No, I mean, they enlisted because it was kind of the thing that was expected from them.
Yeah, I assumed so.
But they didn't actually think they'd have to actually go out and fight.
Yeah, I know, it's but still, for Key it's like, confusion!
Confusion, not fighting? What is that?
You joined the Bray army because you didn't think you'd have to fight.
Well, no.
I mean, I know it's kind of expected, but you didn't think you'd have to fight in this.
Well, we didn't know this was going to happen back then.
Even if it didn't, you didn't think you'd have to fight?
Well, no. Normally, if things break out, the forces from the capital deal with them. Only
yeah.
when something major happens is when the larger armies are called in.
I suppose. It's hard to remember that if you're part of the bigger stuff that the people on the outskirts kind of don't have as much to deal with as you do. Sorry.
No, please don't apologize.
Alright. So, who was your dad?
I doubt you'd know his name. His name is Xanakas. No,
It doesn't ring a bell.
It really doesn't ring a bell.
And it's just, oh yeah.
See, he believes you.
Excellent. Yeah. So, you three excited to meet Titania?
Excited isn't exactly the word I'd use. But
Shit
we are.
scared?
Yes, that feels more accurate.
The other two kind of just like nod really fast.
You two.
Brian's, excuse me, what? I'm
And-
going to meet Titania.
Yes, that's the thing.
Well then. That escalated rather quickly.
That's what these three are thinking.
Yeah, they're literally just thinking that.
Yeah. So.
Unless you were in the conversation, the next 5 days go by.
The thing is pushing.
Nothing
Yeah,
really happening.
Yeah, no, I'll make random small talk at some points just to stop the awkward silence from encroaching. And I'll spend the next 5 days praying that Alfred was here just so that he could play some music and remove the awkward tension.
But no, Alfred isn't here, and there's no soft ukulele music to accompany your loneliness. Through small talk, you kind of you get some piece of information. Elrothir is 92, and
92. Small boy.
Arith and Sanis are twins, and they are both 85. So neither of them
They're
is
so young.
neither of them is fully technically an adult yet.
They're so young.
Elrothir apparently has gone through his first reflection. Weirdly, it was weird. It kind of apparently rose up a bit of a stir where he's from that he went through his first reflection before having turned his first century.
Oh.
It's not unheard of, but it certainly is weird. His Elrothir's father was essentially the equivalent of a small, I wouldn't call it baron, more of a knight that kind of, he's from a knight family that kind of got given this land by the king.
That's kind of a baron then.
Yeah, sort of.
Kind of.
And he's the only one that has actually received formal training throughout most of his life, apart from, the training they received the moment this rebellion kind of just exploded.
Mm-hmm.
And the base training all the ones who joined the Bray hosts kind of receive. But aside from that, they seem, had none of this happen, they were a group of cheerful young lads that just kind of would have spent their early lives getting into mischief, and then eventually would have grown up and gotten on with their lives. But no, rebellion happened, the king being an asshole, and all kind of shit went down.
Yeah.
Eventually, after those 5 days or so, on the night of the 5th day, you guys are setting up camp in...
I can guarantee Brian's in this shot.
Am I in the shop?
I do.
The movement of the books is... whatever, let's just leave it like that.
Okay.
Let's try to, keep it at least somewhat
sorry.
serious. This is still a serious thing.
Totally.
We're just very good friends.
Yes. But, if they try and ask anything about me, I'll be as honest as I can with them. If they don't, then I'm not going to say anything.
No, they don't exactly. They don't really ask about you. They still kind of...
Fucking cool.
They still kind of treat you as... Elrothir's father is sort of a knight turned lord of an area.
Yeah.
You are... I mean, basically, everyone in the current Bray host knows the story of how the Brays were destituted from the throne.
Yeah.
So, you're essentially, to them, you're basically a prince. So they kind of treat you...
I'm used to that.
They don't get into your business as long as you don't...
Oh god, I ain't used to that.
I'm
used to, kind of...
At the end of the 5th day, while you guys are setting up camp, Elrothir kind of just walks up to you while you two just going to set up their own things. Lord, quick question.
Yes.
Where exactly are we going?
God, I don't know. told to go this
And
way.
he's sort of like eating, so like sort of like getting a bit of jerky in his mouth. Like,
Listen, when the gods tell you to go a direction and don't tell you where you're going, you kind of just have to follow it, you know?
well, yes, of course, I understand that, but isn't it a bit strange to go without direction? We're looking for something, aren't we?
Yes, we're looking for Titania, so probably like capital of the. What is it? It's the Sealy Fae.
The Sealy Fae.
Where was I go find the capital of the Sealy Fae?
So we're looking specifically for Titania?
Yes.
Okay.
She told me that's where I have to go, so that's where I'm going.
Well, you should knock
Yeah.
off on the
5
equivalent.
days for 4 people.
It'd
Sweet
be
Jesus.
5 days worth of food.
That's
20.
20. I've got 2 days worth of food left.
I mean, they've also noticed. Maybe we should try and resupply, find some information somewhere. Not walk around blindly. If that's okay.
Yeah, by all means. So, where would you go about finding information here?
Well, this is only a story my father told me, but apparently not that far away from here if my sort of sense of direction isn't completely wrong. There should be a city nearby.
How many days away?
From what I remember, I don't really know where we are, but about a day or so from where we currently are.
What direction do you know?
Points to approximately
Oh.
southeast.
Oh! Who's that?
It's a Dan. It's a Dan.
It's a Dan!
It's a
Dan,
Dan
man.
who gave you all middle finger. Also, do you guys have any spare character sheets? Take them with us directly just to not interrupt this entire stream.
I don't have any spare.
No.
Cool. I'm gonna go over and across them and get some.
Okay. Alright, so, yeah, sure. I don't mind going there.
There is a small problem though.
What is that?
The city technically falls under the jurisdiction of the usurper king.
Okay.
That is kind of why I didn't point it out before.
Okay. They're looking for,
We don't know what happened to the camp, but we do know that we didn't exactly run out without being seen. It was very chaotic. We don't know if anyone saw us. And your arrival has probably not gone unheard of,
probably not.
so they might be looking for you as well.
Okay. Do you know what they'd be looking for me as? Would they be looking for me as Kai or me as Key?
Well, they'd probably be looking for you as the last thing they saw
so
you.
male.
What is...
Male. So
Is
Key
there a
then.
different version of you?
Well, male and female, but they're the same person. I still carry myself the same way.
Wait, you can...
Currently dude. Previously was female. I have the blessing of Cornwall.
I'd heard stories, but I'd never actually met anyone like that. Guess the whole blessed by the gods thing was literal.
Yeah, a little bit.
It was a metaphor.
A little bit.
Well, then how should we do it?
Well, I will, change into a different season. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll be a girl. We can just go in and not be suspicious, I guess. Or at least attempt to not to be suspicious.
We could, with cloaks and keeping our head down, maybe it would work.
Sure. But if you keep your head, if you look too suspicious while doing that, then they're gonna call you out anyway.
Well, this is a time of war, so most people in cities tend to move around trying to not be seen, which in turn makes them slightly conspicuous. So we're probably not going to stand out.
Okay. Fine. This city, though. I don't know if it would have any information about the Sealy Court.
Well, I mean...
We're going anyway to get food, obviously, but...
I mean, to most people, the Sealy Court are, we know they exist, but they're just kind of these beings that are there. They play their own games and kind of just do their own thing.
Yeah, I know, but they wouldn't have any kind of idea where they are.
Probably not, no.
Yeah, so best not to ask.
But it'd be the best source of information for any strange locations nearby.
Okay, fair. Fair point. How about you guys go about looking for any strange locations? I go grab food.
Well, yes, we could do that.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Good idea.
Thank you.
Oh.
Well, we should probably
Yes.
rest.
Yeah, by all means.
Well, in any case,
Yeah.
good night, Millard.
Yeah,
So
good night.
walks off back to the where the other three are.
Yep. I'm gonna head back to them and kinda like sit down and head for rest. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
think Kai thoughts, ask Carl on for the blessing to pray to Carl on, and think happy thoughts. I'm gonna try and bring a spring lantern when I wake up.
Yeah, I mean, remember, it's not...
Yeah, I
make
know
a-
I
make
have
a-
a
make a
control of
wisdom
it.
check.
Yeah, but wisdom check 15.
15. Yeah, you focus and you try to bring together as many happy, joyous, celebratory thoughts as you can. Mostly, the last few parties you guys had in Blingdenstone, which involved, a lot of alcohol,
Yeah.
a lot of drugs, and a certain amount of soup.
No mushrooms.
No mushrooms.
No mushrooms.
No mushrooms. But you wake up and you are a spring lantern.
This is fucking weird.
And as you wake up, you sort of notice the fact that just being this form of Eladrin, your thoughts are already getting strangely giddy and enthusiastic. It's strange, but it's not a bad feeling. It's not unpleasant.
I'm on helium. It's weird. So weird.
It's like you've given a very, very slight dose of laughing gas.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna, as Kai, get up, stretch myself, and grab my cloak and just kind of have it up on my head.
The three of them are really kind of like, picking up their stuff, not really paying a lot of mind to you right now.
Right, so whereabouts is it?
As you say that, the three of them kind of like turn to you. The twins kind of like Elroth, you're kind of like constant. No, it's okay. It's still Lord Bray. It's actually Lady Bray now, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Lady Kayane of the House Bray.
It's certainly a change. You see that the two twins have also swapped back to Autumn Ladrons.
Cool.
He's still Summer though. Elroth, you're still Summer Ladron. Sorry, I didn't really feel super comfortable changing.
Okay. That's fine. I was the same earlier on in the week. So as long as you're not wearing the Bray colours, you should be fine. And then he is.
Yeah, well, I guess a cloak is fine to cover them up.
Hopefully.
So do
Hopefully.
you have any other clothing on me?
Yeah, it should be fine.
I mean, it's not exactly the same markings as your house.
Yeah.
It is
okay.
just a very slight variation on that.
Okay. Enough that she should be well enough hidden.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna get the cloak up immediately just to cover the tattoo on the back of my neck.
Yeah.
Because that's a dead fucking
Yeah,
giveaway.
a bit of a dead giveaway. But in any case,
Yep.
you guys pick up camp and start heading southeast-ish.
Do you mind if we pause the recording here because I need to go to the bathroom?
Sure, I mean, I was actually going to... As that day, once again, passes by without any issues, after about half a day or so, you start noticing little, like, not villages. See, the trees seem slightly sparser. You do notice some more animals start to, like, small forest creatures start to appear. And eventually you guys break out of the main section of the forest and come upon this sort of large walled city, sort of like going up in layers, sort of like Minas Tirith.
Oh.
Just not that big.
Yes.
It's somewhat smaller. And as you guys are approaching it, you notice that there's a gate in the walls right ahead of you.
Okay, cool.
And as you guys are approaching, let's call a break there.
Yay!
We'll be back soon, folks, and I hope this episode hasn't been a bit too weird and just all over the place.
I mean, it always is. But,
It always
you know,
is,
it's
but
the
still, you know,
Feywilds.
it is the Feywilds,
Yeah.
and it is, you know, we're literally doing it where we're doing it, and this is the first time we actually do anything like this.
Yeah.
So in any case, we will see you in a bit, folks, if you are still watching. Toodaloo!
Bye!